Bank of India, and the reason that we thought we're going to chat with the management today is because there have been reports that the bank has drawn a third list of NPAs and to try and guesstimate really the impact of bond yields on banks. So what really is the outlook for the new financial year from Bank of India? Let's welcome on board Mr. Dinabandhu Mohapatra, MD and CEO at Bank of India. Mr. Mohapatra, morning. Thanks so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. Just wanted to analyze what is the impact that you're seeing of bond yields right now and post the latest notification from the Reserve Bank and the kind of pressure it's eased off on yields. Would you say that you're in a better space right now?
No, these new changes will bring more stability to banking industry, and those accounts, those who are not under resolution plan, now those accounts will be under resolution plan, so that identification will be over, and going forward they can be addressed, so that banking industry will be benefited and all those companies also will be benefited in as per the resolution plan. So what I feel, this new change, like if you see NCLT 1, NCLT 2, when those cases were identified long back, there is also apprehension in the mind of the people that it may affect everybody. But today, most of those bigger accounts now at the last level of bidding process, and it will be over. Once those accounts are resolved, definitely NPA will come down, recovery will happen, and those units again will start running, employment will be generated, so economy will be benefited. So these are all good steps, and similarly this new guideline will also help identifying the weak accounts and going for the right kind of course corrections and resolution plan that will help everybody.
Oh, yeah, I was just coming to that. Now that the IBC is likely to see various amendments, the amendments could also be reduction of COC voting cap for extending resolution period beyond 180 days to 66% versus the 75% now. Would you say, Mr. Mohapatra, that this will really help with faster resolution and really speed in processes materially?
If you see, this is all first time we are doing in India. We are learning from our experiences, and whatever we are learning, accordingly we are changing the rules and going for right kind of course corrections. It will definitely help as per our experiences, whatever we have faced the hurdles in the process, to quicken the process and go for right kind of value creations. All those changes are being proposed, and this will definitely help the corporates, the bankers, everybody.
That indeed is the case. But the interim finance norms are to be relaxed to boost stressed asset space. Do you think that that would be helpful as well? The interim finance interest is to be calculated 1 year post liquidation date or repayment. How do you think this will help?
Yeah, this was required by everybody. So as per the mutual discussions and then consultation process, the committee has taken note of all those things, and it is required by to help the unit in the meantime, so that you can protect value, and when it will go to resolution, bidding process if required, then we can get more value. And this is all as per the request by all the stakeholders. The committee has recommended it will be helpful.
What about regulatory dues? Will not be counted as operational credit, is what we're given to understand. Is that fair? I mean, regulators can't drag defaulters to bankruptcy court. Is that the implication?
No, these are all at the discussion stage, and all aspects will be examined, and then they will take a right call. So right now it is all under discussions. Let us wait for the final outcome.
Okay. Mr. Mohapatra, there are certain reports which are indicating that banks have drawn a third list of NPAs to be referred to the NCLT under IBC's third list. And that third list contains about 25 to 30 companies where the total exposure of accounts is higher than 2,000 crore rupees. Could you confirm that? What is the total amount of bank system NPAs that could come under the third list?
What I can say, as per the recent guideline of the February 12th Reserve Bank India guideline, all those accounts limit with 2,000 crores and above in the banking industry will be examined, And then if there is overdue and those accounts can be addressed, then all those things will be initiated without waiting for indefinite period. There will be time-bound resolution program. So that is going to happen. And in the process, some of the accounts, those who are not viable or those who are not in a position to be revived, maybe those accounts will be referred to NCLT for quick resolutions. It's a good initiative, and it will have time-bound impact, which banking industry, economy, corporates, every industry also, everybody wants to happen. So it will help.
Tell me by when the third list of NPAs would be drawn, and what would be the nature of NPAs or sectors, if you could highlight that.
No, I mean, third list, fourth list will continue. What I mean to say, accounts will be examined by all banks, and then they will go for right kind of resolution plan. If it is not going to be resolved, then without waiting for indefinite period, those accounts will be referred to NCLT, and number of accounts will be examined case by case. You never know what will be the final number, but all those accounts will be examined closely, very closely, and they will look at all aspects. Then they will take a final call.
Okay. So then coming to Bank of India, by how much do you see NPAs and provisions rise due to the recent RBI 12th February circular on NPAs, wherein RBI has done away with all restructuring programs? So it's a straight go at resolving an NPA, and if you don't have much luck there, then work it out with the banking regulator.
I mean, audit is going on, so exact number will not be appropriate to discuss in public today. But definitely those accounts, those who are not earlier not identified, those will be examined, and already process has started. Our department is working on the number, and we are following the RBI guidelines. So some accounts will definitely be slipping, not only in Bank of India, in entire banking industry. The accounts, as you are referring to that 25, 23 account, third list, all those things. So I mean, banking industry, all banks will be examining, and Bank of India will also examine some of the accounts, and accordingly will take a final call. But this will all depend upon the audit being over. But what I mean to say, going forward, this quarter for Bank of India, in the meantime, we have recovered around 7,000-8,000 crores, and 9,000 crores we have recovered from different NPA account earlier downgraded. So that will be helpful for Bank of India in particular. And the number, of course, final number will be decided after the audit. But what I feel, since we have recovered quite good amount in this quarter from those accounts backed by SVLC, so that will be quite helpful for Bank of India.
How much exposure do you have to both the first and the second list of NCLT cases? Post recent bids, how much do you see being resolved, especially when it comes to the exposure to the steel sector?
NCLT 1, we have around 8,300 crores exposure, and good news is that some of the big accounts which are going to be over by April end, we have already provided 100%. So that will be seeing the reversal of provisions to profit and loss. That will be quite good for Bank of India. And all those accounts, when will be resolved in next quarter, not only NPA will come down, risk-weighted asset will come down, and we'll have more opportunities for improvement in asset quality, and provision also right back will be there. So Q1 will be better for all banks and Bank of India in particular.
Right. We are, of course, going to wrap up the interview, but we have to ask you this one final question, and that's on the direction of rates. Given where bond yields are right now, they've eased about 40 basis points in 3 weeks to 7.39. What would yields going lower mean for your treasury book? And more importantly, how do you see that influencing the direction of rates that the RBI would perhaps look at or review in its next credit policy meet?
So regarding treasury yield, towards the end of the last quarter of the last days of the quarter, very good news was there, and then yield was softened. Then all banks were relaxed to a great extent, and that will help minimizing the notional mark-to-market provisions. That will be good. Going forward, what I feel, whatever indications available today, most probably we expect that Reserve Bank will maintain status quo. But it will depend on the other factors and other informations available to, we are not privy to the informations, but we expect, as per the present information available, present market conditions, there will be status quo in the next policy.
Okay, Mr. Mohapatra, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for taking the time out and chatting with us that candidly. Good to speak with you.
Thank you.